Well, Delray, welcome back, first of all. What's life been like in Australia for you?
It's been alright so far. First sort of 2 or 3 weeks just adjusting to living over there and how things are run over there, and feel like I settled in pretty well. And on the field, I've done okay. I bowled pretty well, and I haven't scored as many runs as I'd have liked. But towards the end of this sort of first half of the season, I started to feel like where I wanted to be. So.
After your season with Sussex over in England, you're going over to Australia. What's the difference between the two? Because we talked about different surfaces. We talked about the India surface, and we talked about the England surface. So what's the Australian surface like?
Yeah, obviously, again, they're completely different to anywhere else in the world, and I thought they would actually suit my game a little bit more because they're a bit flatter. The outfields are pretty quick over there, so I thought it would suit my game, but I just struggled to sort of get in and get big runs. But the surfaces are good, nice wickets, good cricket wickets, enough in it for seamers, and sometimes they spin as well. But if you get in, you can get some runs. But I know, just like I said, just trying to get to where I want to be and try and score some runs.
You've had some time working on your bowling with the England Lions. You went to that training camp. How much do you feel your bowling has improved in that short space of time compared to where it was prior to you going to that?
Yeah, no, I feel like it's come on loads. I've been doing a lot of work with Stu McGill as well, twice a week, at the SCG as well with him and a few of the other boys over there. And I feel like it's come on loads, and on the field I think it's showing. I'm picking up wickets and I'm not going for many runs, and I'm being quite consistent. So yeah, it's come on quite nicely, and hopefully I just this is the time where you feel it's working, so you just keep working even harder for it to be really strong.
You get the opportunity to get into a final, first year there, first season, half a season. Leading up to the final, obviously you have the conference final first, and then you have the trophy final afterwards. But leading up to it, the semi-finals and so forth, what was the team mentality going into these matches? Because obviously you want to maximize as much as you can.
Well, we had been performing pretty well all year in all formats. We had only lost once previously to coming into the semi-final, and in the T20 quarterfinal, we won in a super over. So we always felt like we had some sort of momentum with us, and in the semi-final we just approached it another game of cricket, just play. You see it, you whack it. You see it, you know what I mean? So the boys done a good job. We were in a bit of trouble early doors and a couple of run-outs I was involved in. It wasn't ideal, but we battled through, and then we had a big partnership at the end and got to a competitive total, and then the boys just bowled really well and felt really well. And once we got to the final, we actually played against a strong team in Penrith. They had Sam Billings and Jordan Silk, who played Big Bash for the Sixers and all that sort of, and a couple other guys who played Big Bash. But we always felt we were a chance. We got a big total. We batted very well, and on that field it was a very good total, and picked up a couple of wickets early, and then we got the big wickets at Silk and Billings, and once we got those wickets, we always felt we were one more away, and just kept taking them. And serious feeling to win a final, especially to play at the SCG. It was very, very, very special feeling.
Well, you took a blinder. Do you like them when they come like that? You don't have much time to think, just put your hands up?
Yeah, definitely. That's probably, they look hard, but they're probably the easiest. Like you said, you ain't got much time to think, so the hands just go and they stick.
Hurt it in the end, though, didn't it?
Yeah. I actually had a sore finger, so I got hit in the game previous. In that game, so it got me just on the end of that finger. But luckily it stuck, and we went on to win that game.
When you're going through a batting slump, because obviously your bowling has been tidy. When you're going through a batting slump, what is the mentality? What is your mentality? Because other people go through batting slumps that are not into the professional world. But what advice would you give them to try and get out of that? Because it's sure enough, walking to the wicket is mental. Because you already have the ability to get out. It's just what you're going through mentally.
Yeah, most definitely. I worked hard in the week. I always felt like I was doing the right things to get myself in and try and get runs. But sometimes, like you say, when you're going through that patch, I was finding ways to get out that I don't usually get out. And when I was trying to approach it, when whenever it's my turn to go in, I put my helmet, my gloves on, and I walk out. I always walk out as if I've just come off the back of 100 or something like that. So I try to give myself the confidence as if I'm not in a slump. Because if you go out there and you're in that mentality, you just struggle straight away. So just try to walk out there with as much confidence as I can, and try to prepare well in the week. And if you feel like you're doing the right things, then you just have to say sometimes cricket gets you, but that's how the game goes, and you just keep working on it.
What is the team like in Australia? Does it mirror the Sussex team?
Yeah, no, it's been alright. The boys, they've been pretty good to me since I joined up, and they're quite a positive team, a very good team. We haven't got any sort of professionals that play over there, so our team's pretty much the same week in, week out, which is quite good for us because we know each other quite well. So, but no, yeah, a good group of guys, and I've enjoyed this sort of 2.5 months I've had there so far.
When the skipper gives you the ball first up, especially in the 2020, are you more worried, or are you concentrating more to keep the runs down as opposed to get wickets because you want to try and contain?
Yeah, the first time I got thrown the ball, I was quite nervous. This is a big thing, playing grade cricket over there. It's quite massive for them, and I actually struggled to grip the Kookaburra ball straight away because obviously it's different from the Duke, and I actually bowled the first few overs pretty well, and then for some reason I just couldn't grip it, and then a few loose ones came out. But after that, I settled in. I felt quite comfortable, and I got a couple of wickets and didn't go for many. So, but I mean, for me straight away, I just I want to look to take wickets. Generally, if you're taking wickets, you're not going for many runs. And but if you go the other way around, if you're just building dots and building pressure, they normally say you get wickets. So either way, for me, I feel like it's a win-win. But I try to be as positive as possible to take wickets straight up.
When you're playing over in Australia, you're looking, especially the batting part. Consistency is a key all the time. What are you doing different? Because me personally, I find it very difficult to bowl to a left-hander. So you've got a leg up. Yeah. Do you find that, even in the professional world, some guys just can't figure where to put the ball for a left-hander?
Generally, sometimes you'll find guys who will say, I prefer to bowl to certain batters, to right-handers or left-handers. But I mean, most professionals are pretty good at adjusting, but still, it's quite tough. That's why most teams will like to have left-right batting combinations, because then he has to adjust every ball if you keep rotating strike. But no, you just try to work on it, both left and right hand, and you get to a stage where you're comfortable with it and you're confident with bowling at both. And usually, when you're at that stage, you're doing things pretty well, and bowlers, you're taking wickets or you're not going for many runs.
Right. When you first arrived, you got to settle in, new surroundings, new team. Did the boys just welcome you in and get straight to work?
Yeah, straight away. I mean, I got in on a Wednesday night, I think it was, and the next day we had training. So it was quite nice for me to go and get stuck in straight away and not have to wait around a couple of weeks or so. But no, as soon as I got to training, the boys welcomed me pretty well. And I actually played against a couple of them over in England before, and I didn't realise that until I got there, and I remembered I played against them. But I got stuck in straight away, and I really enjoyed it. The first weekend, and it was pretty good, and it's been going pretty well since then.
What has been your expectation of yourself over there?
Firstly, just to learn, just learn as much as I can. Not even about the game, just about, again, living away from home. Even though I've lived in England away from home, but living away from home again. But just keep learning and try and contribute to helping the club be successful. And it started pretty well before Christmas, winning the T20 Cup, and hopefully it can continue after, and we can keep winning games and try and push towards being in grand finals as well. Right.
Now you're here for a couple of weeks, and then you go back and you want to pick up where you guys left off, obviously winning the final. Second half of the season, but you're also gearing up for the summer season in England. So what are the things you'll be working on over the next 2 or 3 months in Australia that you think will help you through the course of the English season?
I think just trying to build that confidence going back into the season over in England. trying to be able to go back over there and feeling confident and feeling comfortable in my game and doing that, just working hard with both bat and ball and also on my fielding. And you know, with a new coach coming in, there's plenty of opportunities going to be there to play all 3 formats. So try and go back and just impress him straight away and see if I can get in a team and, you know, solidify my place. But just enjoy it when I go back, really, and you know, you don't get to go to Australia very often for 5 months and play, so just enjoy it and work hard on my game, really.
Are you still out to impress the English Lions? I know they're going to the West Indies next month for I think it's 50 over T20s and so forth. So are you still trying to impress them to try to slip yourself into that team and then eventually into the English team?
I mean, yeah, most definitely. You know, that's the sort of the goal to play. You know, for England. And to do that, you gotta, most of the time you go through the Lions. And one of the boys who we actually trained with in the weekend, who's out there, Matt Parkinson, he's just got selected for that tour in West Indies. So that's sort
Sussex teammate George.
And George is on that as well. So that sort of shows you how quickly it can come. Because you know, he's in Sydney with me, and he'll be flying off to the West Indies to play. But no, most definitely, if I can just keep doing well, and I don't see why performances can't, you know, alert them, and then, you know, if I go back early season and start, you know, pretty well, and can also try and push my way into that summer series.
Looking at the English team right now, things are not going well on and off the field. But what do you think the makeup of the England team needs to try and steady the ship?
I mean, well, obviously, one of the biggest miss probably is not having Stokes through, you know, his situation, and it's quite hard for them because he sort of allows them to pick another batter or pick another bowler, whatever they want to do, because he does, you know, he's a very, very, very good cricketer, and he does both. But I did, you know, the wickets in Australia are a lot flatter, and those boys have, you know, 4 proper quicks. You know, that bowl 140 clicks, 90 mile an hour. So we don't really have that in that squad, and that's probably what we're missing. Stokes has that about him. He can bowl very, you know, at pace, and he smacks a few as well. So that's probably one thing that we lacked in that series, in the series so far. And you know, obviously they've won it now, so the boys will just try and go out there and play for some country pride. Really.
Right. Given the opportunity, if you got that call in a few years' time, would you rather play in Australia or play in England?
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Everyone really just wants to play the Ashes, no matter where it is.
To play, but I mean, I guess to play one at home would be probably, you know, even more special. To sort of play at Lords, play an Islandstats at Lords or something like that would be, I'd say, to play at home would definitely probably be more special.
People have to realise you're still young, still got a lot of growth, both on and off the field. But if you had a chance to speak to a group of kids, say 10 years old, about a dream, about a future, about a sporting career, what would your message be to them?
Just try and chase it. Just try and go for it. You know, my situation, it was sort of a long shot, being a little kid from Bermuda and going to England so young, and having to go the way that I did. It was a long shot, and you know, it paid off. Luckily, it paid off, well, so far. And just chase it, go for it as much as you can. You know, no one can really stop you, because you know, if you get there, I mean, look at Flora Duffy right now. She's the pretty much number one, you know, women's triathlete in the world. So, you know, she would have had that dream, and she just went for it, and now she's reaping the rewards of it. So I'd just say, just go for it, send it. You don't want to sit back in sort of 3 years time and regret, you know, saying, oh, I could have went there and I could have done that, and just go for it.
What is patience wise? How patient do you have to be for that opportunity, to wait for that opportunity? Because some people think you can get it just like that. Now, for some, it happens. But for others, you have to be very patient. But being patient, for you, what is that like?
Yeah, you do have to. Yeah, you do have to be really. You know, some people. You know, I went to boarding school, and you get other sports, and you get the dance side, and some people actually got where they wanted to be straight away, and it's all nice. But the people, sometimes you genuinely see the people who had to work harder for it. They'll go longer and last longer. Not saying that those people who won't, but being patient, is hard. A lot of people. You can't say as a person that you love being patient, but it's something you have to do, and just being patient and just waiting and trusting that the time will come. And I had to keep trusting that the time will come, and I had the backing of my family, which helped, and a few people here in Bermuda like yourself, and a few others, and I just had the backing, and I just wait, and I knew it would come one day, and it came. Some of the stuff came earlier than I expected. Playing first class cricket and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, just patience is the key. I'd say one of the biggest keys, and if you are patient, then most of the time you reap the rewards.
When you step outside yourself and look back at what you've accomplished in such a short space of time in your life, what are things that stand out for you?
I would say definitely the under-19s stand out. That would probably be that would be up there. But I'd say playing first class cricket, making my debut in the first game of the year at 19. That's probably the highlight of it. It wouldn't have been on my radar a year ago, a full year, but long before the season, and even sort of the weeks leading up to it, it was thereabouts, but I wouldn't have said that I was going to play. And but yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff's happened so quickly, and you look back at it now, and you don't realize it, but it's actually happened probably in 2 or 3 years' time, really. But with me just keep going and keep playing, I don't realize it. But it's nice to think about it and realize how quickly it's happened, and how quickly it's come, and potentially how quickly more stuff can come. That's quite exciting for myself and my family as well. So just keep working hard, and hopefully.
What were you more nervous about the night before, cup match or your first class debut?
That's actually quite hard, because I didn't know if I was going to play.
Right.
In my first class debut, and whereas cup match I knew I was going to play. I'm trying to think the night before my first class debut. That's probably how nervous I was. I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably say the first class debut. Especially being so young and walking into something quite big, so young, and being a little kid from Bermuda, pretty much was quite special. But yeah, that's probably the truth. I don't remember it because I was probably so nervous, to be honest.
Around Sussex, obviously you have a lot of support, coaching-wise, administrators and so forth, but when you look at a club like that, what are the things you're taking away with you that you can use in your everyday life that you see going on at the club?
Opportunity, really. There's plenty of stuff around the club, like the foundations and all that sort of stuff that offer stuff to little kids and all that, and it's always some sort of opportunity, knocking around there, and looking at the players that played there in the past and what they've done and what they've done when they've finished, and they've just they've had opportunities and they've taken them, and looking at the players that we have there now and the opportunities that they were given and how they've taken them, and I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things I'd say from there.
What's a day like for you, every day like for a professional cricketer?
Sometimes it can be quite easy.
Yeah.
I got a few mates who, I cop some stick off sometimes. They were saying, "Oh, you're not doing anything," and that sort of stuff. I'm like, well, I can't do more than what I need to do, and a playing day would be, you arrive at the ground at probably 8:30, breakfast at the ground and coffee or something, chill out, a smoothie, chill out for a bit, and then you gear up. The top six will mainly go and have a hit, so I'll probably go down in the nets and have a hit at some stage before team time, and then you get team time, we'll play a bit of football and do some fielding drills, I'll go have a bowl as well, and then obviously the toss goes up. You know what you're gonna do. You'll probably go back in the dressing room and chill. You know, if we're gonna bat, depending on where I'm batting, I'd just chill out and not do much when batting. You know, lower down the order. But if I'm up the order, then I'd slowly, very slowly pad up, walk around the change room for a bit, try and mess about with a few people, and you know, not the openers though. You know, right. I don't want to get their bubble, but try and mess about, you know, for a bit. Just try and take my mind, chill out for a bit, and then probably, you know, if I'm batting at 3 or 4, then 10 minutes before they go, I'll really switch on, and then, you know, the game starts. But you know, on a training day, we train a couple hours. You'll be doing hard proper work, so won't be much. You'll bat ball, field, and gym most of the time, or do a run. So it sounds like a lot, but I mean, if you think about it, it's not a great deal. And if you work hard in that short period of time, then you most of the time you get enough out of it.
Yeah. Most cricketers enjoy a round of golf. You into golf, yeah?
Yeah, I played quite a lot actually in this summer.
How's the game?
It's all right. It's improving. I mean, the first time I played, I was no good. I actually played for the first time in Dubai,
right?
With Paul Collingwood. He got us on this nice course, and I swung off the tee first, and he was like, "Oh my God, what have we got here?" But since then, it's improved. You know, I play a little bit. I played the day before my first class debut to chill out a little bit, and you know, I played here and there in between with a few mates, and played on my birthday as well and stuff. So it's something that happens quite regularly, and I'm actually probably going to play it while I'm back here with a couple of my mates. And George O'Brien messaged me asking me, you know, when do you want to take some licks? So I said to him, you know, I haven't really played a great deal, and he said, yeah, me neither. So probably play around with him as well.
Well, you'll know right away whether he's played or not. But overall, you're enjoying life as a cricketer. You think it's the best decision you made?
Most definitely. I feel like if I didn't pursue it, I would have been sitting here saying, you know, I wish I could have, or that, you know, just having loads of regrets. And at this stage in my life, I have no regrets. And I mean, I can't complain really with the opportunities that I had, and where it's taken me so far, and the places I've travelled to, and you know, the way I'm living right now. I feel like I can't get any better than this, really. And I just want to keep taking it every day as it comes, and keep working hard, and hopefully there's more opportunities and more places to travel to, and you know, more fun to have.
With technology now, you're not missing family, because Skype and all sorts of gadgets get you in contact. But do you at times miss being around family? Oh
yeah, most definitely. You know, you get those periods sometimes where it might be something on in Bermuda, or you just feel like, geez, I want to be home right now or something. But that's part of the sacrifice, you know, for me. And again, that's not it's not something that I regret. But you know, it's just, I guess it's just a part of life, really. Wherever you are, if you always want to be sort of with your family and stuff, and that's why it's nice to, you know, come back home for Christmas. Initially, I wasn't meant to, which would have been quite hard actually. You know, first Christmas on my own and away from my family. But you know, it was nice to sort of have the opportunity to come back and spend it with family.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want you to enjoy the rest of your vacation, family and friends. But thank you very much, and good luck when you head back, and we'll be keeping an eye on how you're making out.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good Christmas. Okay.